The black woman experience from my point of view. It was watching my mother start from a bank teller and work her way up for decades to run her own collateral department, only to be mistreated when the bank was sold to another bank, and be so sick on Sunday that I finally had to say, hey mom, you're old enough to retire. It was to see her go to that same job 8 to 5, to be treated anyway that she had to be treated because she only had a high school diploma, and then find ways to not only feed me but do homework with me and my brother, take us to practice because my dad worked 3 jobs.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My good name is Gracey D, our African diva. I hope you guys are doing well. So on this episode, guys, actually today, like you've seen what's been trending the whole of this week, like about James and Fuhad and Andrew. And you know, I was just on Twitter and social media, and I was just just following up on the situation, and I came across the Pivot podcasters on their reaction about this. And I love how Ryan Clark talked and explained like what it is to deal with a black woman. And let's all listen to this and we'll come back to it.
The first thing is, when you think about the 2 podcasters from the UK, is we don't know if the black experience there is the same as the black experience for African Americans or black people that grew up in America. I'm sure to be on this media tour in the US and to sit with Andrew Schulz was a big thing for them. I don't care if it was a big thing. And in addressing Andrew Schulz, who I do think is funny, who sits with Charlamagne and has some of these discussions about the culture, I believe he got too comfortable. So I would like to explain some things to him. I want to explain to him the black experience, the black woman experience from my point of view. It was watching my mother start from a bank teller and work her way up for decades to run her own collateral department, only to be mistreated when the bank was sold to another bank, and be so sick on Sunday that I finally had to say, hey mom, you're old enough to retire. It was to see her go to that same job 8 to 5, to be treated anyway that she had to be treated because she only had a high school diploma, and then find ways to not only feed me but do homework with me and my brother, take us to practice because my dad worked 3 jobs. That was the first black woman experience that I had. Right. The second black woman experience I had is marrying a black woman and watching her sleep on my cot as doctors try to figure out why I'm 140 pounds and I'm a 30-year-old man who was 205 pounds a month before that. Her telling me months after that she would just go in the bathroom and cry every night in the hospital because she didn't want me to worry about her because I was so sick. Right? For her to hold my family together so I could be in the household with my children when I was doing things and I wasn't shit. That's the black woman experience. The black woman experience is black women caring so much about the nuclear black family, black women taking care of young black men to teach them how to be leaders, to teach them how to be strong, to teach them how to care about their God, about their family, and it's about their communities. And to raise their young black women to be independent enough to take care of themselves, but to understand how to support a family, how to support a man, while also understanding how to get it on your own. That's the black woman experience that I know. The reason that black women are tough is because when you're mistreated in the way that black women are, if you're not tough, you just die off, you don't survive. That's the black woman experience. And the other piece of it is something that I've learned, and I learned it from black women, is people feel so comfortable disrespecting them because we don't respect them publicly. Right? White people for so long have used the excuse, why can't I say the N-word when you say that to yourselves or call yourself that or use that in your music, which is bullshit, right? Or white people have said, if you're using the B word, or they say, if you're using the B word, why can't I call them that? That's bullshit as well, right? That's excuses to be certain things and be disrespectful when you shouldn't be. So when you're sitting across from Andrew Schulz and he's talking about an experience that he can't understand because his wife is not black, you don't have the right to talk about that. You don't have the right to speak on something that you don't know, right? And to make a joke about what the experience is one thing if you're talking about haircuts and you're talking about clothing and you're talking about beards, or you're comparing what our friend Travis Kelce looked like when he was with Kayla Nicole to what he looks like now that he's with Taylor Swift, right? That is part of it. You start to assimilate to the people around you. What you're not going to do, though, is be disrespectful and say you have to develop a defense mechanism because of alleged violence. Black women aren't violent. Black women don't just walk around to beat people or to be angry or to be treated a certain way. No, black women, to me, were the entire front line of the Alton Sterling protests when he died, when he was killed by cops in Louisiana. Black women are on the front lines of everything that's about us. Black women understood that they had to take a back seat because as we were fighting for rights in our country, that we as men were going to be able to get through the door before they were. So they decided to push us forward and give us ideas and give us help and give us support and be our biggest cheerleaders because they knew we'll have an opportunity to get in the door first. The problem is, so many times now, we're getting in those doors and we aren't reaching back and bringing them through that same door with us. And this is just another example of that. So whoever is Andrew Schultz's black friend, Charlamagne, you're his black friend, sit him down, talk to him, tell him what the black woman experience truly is, because he ain't married to one and he's obviously never been around enough of them to know how strong, how beautiful, how independent they could be while also being supportive, how much black women have done to create this entire world that we all live in and the way that they've poured in it. I'd rather be upset, but I know if I'm upset and I'm loud, that just plays into the same angry black woman trope to the black man trope that he wants us to depict, and I refuse to give him that joy.
Well guys, I just saw this and I could for a minute I almost shed tears because of the message that he was passing, like him explaining of what black women go through. And this is not only black women but also black men. But most people don't understand as to why mostly I've not dealt with black American women because people really come at them for so many things. But it's very sad that I even see our men out here and talking badly about black women, especially when I see the passport bros talking badly about their women, like the black American women. And I'm I always get to ask myself, I always want to hear the other side of the story, because me having been born and raised, born by a black woman and raised by a black single mom, I actually understand what he means. I get his point. I've seen my mom go through it all. I've seen my mom doing things and getting indoors that even men and some men cannot have that chance to get through those doors, but I've seen her done it. And the way I've been raised, honestly, I don't give men a chance to just come and walk on me just because they want or they have this mentality that I am a woman. Me having been raised by my mom and seeing all the struggles that she's gone through in life, I don't give people a chance to walk on me or treat me anyhow they want. And now I come back to, after listening to him, I come back to when I've heard so many times about the passport bros coming at their women and all that. And now it took me back to how I've been raised. And it's not my mom taught me this. It's this defense mechanism, it just happens naturally because of the situation that you've been raised in, because of how you grew up and the surrounding and how the situations were when you were growing up. So you find, because they're also they always I've seen other people who've been married and their marriages are working great, and it's not they're perfect, because no one is perfect. It's just that people choose to to just live with each other, because at the end of the day, even if you marry me and I'm African and we're not getting along, it doesn't mean that I'm bad. It doesn't mean that you come here and marry an African woman and it means that your marriage will last forever. No. And so coming back to this point, when Andrew was he's always comfortable making jokes about black women and black people, but coming back to it, he never gets to understand the situation, or get to understand why certain black people are like this, why certain characters about black people are like this, you see. And as he said, it's only right for him to understand, to come and learn or understand or learn from his friends why black women are like this, instead of making fun about them out there. I don't know what you guys think. I just thought of sharing this because I felt like this is such a strong message that I need to share out there. And I'm so happy like seeing so many black men defending black women. I mean, this is what we need. Like, we all need to stand together, we need to support each other, and it's high time for us to, like, you know, sit down with each other and understand where we get lost when we are trying, you know, because there's so much that happens when it comes in between black men and black women. Like, there is so much controversies, there is so much confusion, there is so much anger and pain, and it can only be dealt with if we all agree to sit down and talk it out and come out with solutions, come out on how we're gonna deal with these things. I don't know what you guys all think. My good name is Gracey D, African Diva. Kindly consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Also, let me know what you think on the comment section. Like the video, and thank you so much for watching to this part. Until the next episode, bye.